Did you know you can start a six-figure Airbnb business with none of your own money? I know this is possible because this is exactly what I did. I'm going to show you 3 different ways you can do this too. The easiest way to start your Airbnb business is through rental arbitrage. What this means is that you're going to sign a lease with a landlord like you would as if you were renting the property, but instead of you living there, you're going to rent it to other people on Airbnb. In other words, you're subleasing the apartment or the house. You're basically managing it, but you're not owning it, and you're not the landlord. So, rental arbitrage allows you to get in with very little money because you're not buying a property, so there's no down payment or closing costs, and you have less risk because you are not the landlord. So if there's big things that happen on the property, that's not your issue. You don't own it. Not only that, but it's also a great way to produce massive amounts of cash flow for you on a monthly basis. And this is what I'm going to teach you how to do and get in with no money down. There's 3 ways to do it. The first one is a HELOC. The second is partnership. And the third is using a credit card. You're probably wondering, how do you start a business with no money? It's gonna take money to buy the furnishings for the apartment or the house. It's gonna take money to pay the first month's rent, to put a security deposit down. To do all of this stuff costs you money. So what about resources? Where do we get them from? We can get them from our own savings, checkings accounts, 401ks, whatever our personal resources are, we can use. But there's an alternative. We can also use other people's money, or OPM. And that's what I'm going to teach you. These 3 methods are OPM, but in different forms. The first one is a home equity line of credit, a HELOC. This is only going to apply to you if you currently own a piece of real estate, whether it be your primary residence or an investment property, but it's even easier to do with a primary. So if you own a house, you can go to the bank and apply for a HELOC, and it's not going to cost you a dime. It's basically a revolving credit card. It's a huge credit card that's tied to your house, and you can pull from that credit card and fix a rate if you go with the right bank over a 25-year period. So that brings your monthly payment down to a small amount, and that is all that it was going to cost you to then use that money to start your business. And the expense of that is going to be paid by the people that come and rent your property. The second way you can do this is through partnerships. So you're leveraging your network, the people who trust you, or investors that want to do business with you. You can grab their money and they can split the profits with you. So for instance, I did this with my parents on my second property. They saw that the first one was successful. They had started to trust me as an investor. And so they gave me the $10,000 needed to get the furnishings and do everything for my Airbnb business. And we split the cash flow 50-50 every month. So they make a nice return on their investment, and I get to get into the property without using my own personal cash. I bring the sweat equity, they bring the capital. That's usually how partnerships work, but you can structure it any way you like. The third way you can do this is through traditional credit cards. I do not personally recommend using a credit card if you don't have to, but if you can't get in with no money any other way, and this is your only option, this could be possible. I've heard of people doing this successfully, but you have to be careful because credit card interest rates are extremely high, and so that increases your risk, it increases your monthly payments and debt obligations. So if you're gonna do this, make sure that you have a great property and you feel confident in that market, that you can bring in enough revenue to pay down your credit card debt in a quick amount of time. So there's 3 quick and easy ways you can get started without using any of your personal cash. Just some really quick tips here. For an Airbnb apartment, 1 bed, 1 bath, at least in my area, it's gonna cost you around $6,000 to $10,000 to furnish it, to pay the rent, to submit the security deposit. So that's really what you need as an initial investment. Every bedroom and bathroom over that, you're just going to double that. So if it's a 2-bed, 2-bath, double that number, let's call it 20K, or 16 to 20K. And as you get bigger and bigger properties, it's going to cost more to get into them. That's why I recommend getting into an apartment first, because it's a smaller upfront investment. It's less money that you could potentially lose and risk. And apartments do really well because they do not attract a big group of people. And those are party goers sometimes who trash your property and bring problems to your property. So to get started, you really only need 5 to 10K. And if you buy stuff on Facebook Marketplace and you furnish it cheaply, nice things, but cheap things, you could do it for 5K easily. Thanks for watching today's video. Please comment down below if you have any questions at all, or if you have ideas for videos. If you want to see some more of this kind of stuff, let me know so I can keep putting that out for you guys. Otherwise, remember, keep going, keep learning, and keep grinding.